What's up, world? It's your man's Donzel coming up to you with another episode of Da Gonna Walk With Me. Today I want to discuss two things, one briefly, then the other one more extensively. And the first thing is the Kwame Brown, Tommy Sotomayor saga. And I just want to say real quick about that is that I ain't surprised. I mean, I've watched Sotomayor, Tommy, and seen him get into it with a lot of people. I ain't gonna not say he don't say no good stuff. He do say some good stuff sometimes, but in what he say, you kind of get a sense of who he is. And when people talking, even though you don't know them, just by how they talk, you can kind of understand who they are. And like I said, I'm not surprised. I mean, that's a sucker move. You know, I don't like suckers, but I'm not surprised. Kwame a real one, so he's gonna, he ain't gonna have no bad perception of you until you give him a reason to have a bad perception or idea who you are. So, I just on that, I'm not surprised at all. And the second thing I want to discuss is just the Kwame Brown, Devin George interview. And I actually had read an article about Devin George and what he was doing. I can't tell you specifically where I read it, but in the barbershop and just in sitting in places, I'm the type of person, I'm going to pick up the magazines and read them. And I read about what he was doing for his community. This was a couple years ago. I don't think he was at the scale that he is now. But I think this is when he got his first little neighborhood. And I think he might have opened up a grocery store or something. But, so I salute to him for doing what he's doing. And I like to watch him and Kwame build, because I think together they can build a lot. And like I say, just much respect to them, Devin George, Kwame, for what they do for their communities and for others. They don't just take their gift and their blessings and just keep it to themselves. They're actually bestowing those blessings onto other people. And as a community, and I like you say, what I like most is that they're not talking about it. Kwame more so now, because it's the time and that's what he's meant to do right now. But before, he has been doing it and not talking. And Devin George has been doing it and not talking. And I know, not saying that they just nobody know about it, because when you're trying to build things, you do have to have some publicity behind it if you want to get it the way you want, because you need support, and you can't have support if no one knows. But they're not spotlighting. Like, he's not using what he's doing to build himself. He's not a character with it. He's genuinely doing it. And that's just the thing, like I said in a previous video. I always tell my kids, if you have to, you steady talking about what you're doing, then you probably really ain't doing it. And so there's a lot of people out here campaigning and talking like they're down for the cause and doing what they can to help their community. But they're not really doing that. They're just profiting off of the fact of And that's the, I guess, just bad thing about it is because, and even, I mean, I'm the type of person, like, I'll discover people before the masses do when they're at their purest. Because most people, anybody, even the ones that's not doing the right thing, most of us start out with good intentions. It's just when you get to levels and you start getting money and you start having, especially coming from nothing, a lot of people get jaded in their initial intentions of doing what they're doing. So then, like you said, you start living lifestyles and wanting the fame and the notoriety, and just you get the high off of it. So then you forget what you initially started it for. Like you lose yourself and become a character. Now you're the person that the public sees, whoever that character is, and that's all you be. These guys didn't turn into characters. Like, these are guys who, after playing in the NBA and having some sort of, stardom or just being known, they still chose to go back to their communities where they started at. Because those are the people who really love you. And that's the difference. A lot of celebrities and athletes, like I say, they forget why they initially worked hard to get to where they at. Then they start trying to be in the crowd with these people where everyone's fake and phony. I never understood that. Like, I never, because when you're a kid, everything you think about as far as what you want to do is, first it'll be to help your family, your mom and everybody. But then it's always your friends. And you grow up thinking that, like you say, if one of us made it, we all made it. But it's like when that one make it, we all make it for a second, and then, or maybe not at all, and then they with a whole bunch of new people. And then that's where you get the hate. They hate, and they just mad because I made it. And yeah, motherfuckers do be really like that. Like, athletes and entertainers, y'all black ones, the ones that came out the mud, like most of us do. Like, for your city, for the people that grew up, yeah, that's a slap in the face. Yeah, they be mad. They be pissed. They be angry. Nah, it ain't hate. It's just like, nah, we've been here for you. And I ain't talking about the leecherons, the ones who come around after, but the ones who really was in it with you. Not mad at you because you play ball better than everybody, including me. Not mad that you're going to make it. And a lot of people just be wanting acknowledgement. Y'all don't know how, or y'all do know, because some of y'all guys, y'all do bring out the hood, let them experience a little bit of the life. But why you have to bring them somewhere to experience something that they'll never experience again? Why don't you bring the experience to them? You athletes and entertainers don't think if you stay in your community with the fame that you got, that your community will be built up? No, you go to the communities that's already built up thinking that's better, and then most of y'all hate it and become the character, because these are not the people that know you. These are not the people that love you. These are not the people that are really going to help you and everybody you love once you can't do nothing for them. But these are the people that will be right there with you while you building an empire that you're not going to have none of because you got a bunch of people who just blood sucking you the whole time. Like, that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. And I'm glad Kwame is talking like he's talking, because he's just talking about being a community. Because that's what we used to have them. And we were producing good people who came back and helped other people. But now for some reason, the people who make it seem to want to forget where they came from and not want to go back. When I was growing up, the people who made it tried to help everybody they could. And understanding if you don't have financial responsibility or literacy, you can not only hurt yourself or hurt them, you can hurt yourself, and then it never works. But if you go back to your community with a plan that shows the community what you're willing to do and what they need to do to make this plan work, you can help your community grow. And I think your communities will be willing to help you make it grow and welcome you and love you in the community. Like, niggas can't go back to their hood because their community don't love them. Niggas can't go back to their hood because their community be feeling like they shitted on them. And that ain't cool. That's all I want to say. Do better, be better, people, for real. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what I like to say. So when I'm thinking it's wrong, you can find me over there. I'm just a man with an opinion and some kids.